I'm going to start on number 1, and this is why you need a clear vision. So I think when a lot of people start a business, I think a lot of people actually start with that they like the idea of running a business, and often I think the practicalities can be quite different to the realities of doing it. But just to kind of give you an example, so you're a person and you want to start a business, and I don't know why I always seem to pick on copywriters just because it's an easy thing for me to do, but you could want to make cakes or whatever. You can start your business and then you start off on a path, and then what you find, obviously, hopefully the whole point of the course is to help guide people's path and help them on, decide what to do next and stuff. But unless you have the clear vision and direction for where you want to head to, often people will proactively do stuff, but it might actually take them away from where they're trying to go to. And I think it's one of those things that early on in the course, we ask about what is your vision to create a new business, why do you want to do it, etc. And you really need to have that North Star that really you always kind of go back to. So one of the things for me is that over the past, so the roadmap's been live since February, and this is obviously my main kind of baby, my project. And even now, and hopefully touch some wood, it's going quite well, but I know where I want it to get to. And one of the important things is that when you actually kind of go to make decisions over the course of a year, so you can make one decision, I'm going to decision 1, to, I don't know, launch a new website, which is something that I'm going to joke with Jonathan about. That's great. And you might want to take the business and you want to drive more customers. But it's really important to know where your end goal is to actually decide what type of customer you actually want. Because it's very easy if you say create and launch a new website and you almost pitch it for everyone, as a very generous kind of service. But actually, once you've really done your strategy, you might find that 80-90% of your income comes from, it might be high value net worth individuals within your local region. So actually, you don't want to write the copy and launch your website based on everyone. You want to launch and write your website based on high value net worth individuals. And the point is, it's very easily and innocently enough to do a range of actions which, are in some ways the correct thing to do, but they're actually taking you away from the end goal. And the other thing as well, once you kind of have the strategy in place and you kind of know where you sit. So for instance, with the roadmap, one of the big things that I'm learning more and more about, the end goal, what we're trying to do, I am trying to create a global business, hence why I do the international time checks and I've got all the different classroom sessions at different times. I've thought about doing language translation and that kind of thing, but that's because that's where I'm kind of trying to get to. But even in terms of this setup, some people might think this is quite posh, but again, I watch Bloomberg just when I'm working away, and that's the level I'm aiming for. So even with this, I've kind of got the end vision so that every time I do an upgrade, and soon enough, I'll be launching some new stuff to do with this, with version 2 and almost a new look and feel. But it's all actually trying to get me towards the end goal and the vision that often, especially as a freelancer or an entrepreneur, it is very easy to get sidetracked, or you lose heart, or actually you end up just going around in circles. And I think unless you've actually got the clear vision to aim for, and obviously it's going to vary for every different business or whatever you do, you'll kind of never get there. Prime example, if I'm going to take, I don't know, Simon Rudd's business, he's got a brilliant t-shirt business that I mention every week called Shy Burns, and it's all about mental health charities and support and merchandise and stuff. But for instance, if Simon wanted that to be a genuinely global business in 50 different countries, the decisions and things that he should take are different to if it wants to just be a sideline with his normal job in the UK, because actually then he needs to start looking at international distribution, international marketing. How does he put in the little baby steps, the little bricks to build the bigger castle to get him to the end goal? And often once you know what the goal is, you should be able to start backwards. I must admit, there was a post on LinkedIn, I think it was this week, and it was a lot of people saying that they've done business plans and they don't really seem to work, and they seem to find some of them and achieve certain things just by chance and whatever. But I think the end goal is actually the one thing which cements the flag. That's your direction that you go in. then the whole point in everything you should do is to help take you closer towards that. And actually, even if an opportunity comes up which seems quite attractive, but actually it's going to take you over here somewhere, unless it gets you closer to the goal, kind of don't do it. And just as a practical example, say for instance, me with the roadmap stuff, this is my baby that I want to run for the next kind of 10, 20 years, that I could, for instance, get offered, a new consultancy gig to really help grow and turn around a company. But if it would take an extra 2 days a week that I don't have because I'm kind of sold out, and it meant that I would have to stop doing the roadmap stuff, that's taken me away from my goal, which is not what I want. So I should turn it down. And that's the kind of thing that almost for everyone, no matter what you do, or even in your career, have a vision, an idea for what you really want to achieve. It's the location pin that we work towards. And then likewise, when we're starting to build your personal brand and what we say to the world and what we want the world to think and stuff, we can build it towards this as opposed to just doing random stuff that kind of, I'll be honest, probably won't get you anywhere. And it's this kind of thing that I think it's just important that I would love to know in the comments if anyone ever sees this. What is your vision? What's your dream? What is it that you actually kind of want to create? And then have a think actually about how you can work backwards from that point to put in place the steps and the things that you need. And it could be, in Simon's example, he wants to create an international business, but then he needs to think about his marketing, his promotion, and how can he do that. And it's, it might be that he starts a mental health podcast and starts interviewing people, and then one day in a few years' time, if it's as big as Joe Rogan's, that might help him achieve his goal. But the point is, he had to do the tough stuff at the start to start the podcast, to start the live stream, or start whatever, which isn't easy, but it will help him get towards where he needs to go.